everybody, welcome to Things and Stuff. Today we have one of my favorite ships. I say that about everything, but it really is one of my favorite ships. The Excelsior, not just the regular Excelsior, the NX-2000. I love the NX-2000, maybe because I'm some hipster or whatever, because it was only in Starchwreck 6. Well, I guess it was technically in 4 and 5 with stock footage, but still, I do love this ship. I don't know why, I just do. It didn't do anything in the movie, and then it failed miserably and embarrassed itself, and my friend thinks it looks like a pregnant whale, but I do love the Excelsior. So we are going to check that out and compare it to the previous Diamond Select releases, one of the model kits, and then a couple other Excelsior models. Let's see. So there it is out of the box. I've already had it open. Let's see, does it have anything in that bag? Just paperwork. And we got our stand. Is that... Oh, there we go. Oh, it's... We don't need the stand. There you go. We'll look at one of the other releases stands. I don't feel like taking it out right now, since it was such a pain in the butt in the NX-01 video, which hopefully, if I did it right, is released before this one. Anyway, NX-2000, glorious, glorious ship. I know, it's a thing. Some people hate it, some people tolerate it. I really like it. I'm very excited for the round 2 re-release. I think that's going to be so awesome. I'm going to make like 3 Excelsiors at least. Well, an NX, a regular, and then maybe like another one, the Crazy Horse or the Hood or something like that. They say they're supposed to come out with Aztec decals, which, when we compare this to the model kit, theoretically I think you could Aztec this with those same decals because they seem to be exactly the same size, but we'll look at that in a bit. But anyway, very nice detail. I see one weird like glue splotch or something like that where it became glossy. Something like that. We've got this little bit of glue residue in there. It's not really that hard to notice. Nice detailing, cool torpedoes back there. Now the thing I really like about this release is that they painted the flux chillers on the sides. You'll see when we look at the original release, those were clear, which is for the lighting effects, but I think if they could have lightly dusted it with the metallic, it would look better. And you'll see what I did to the Enterprise B, where it can still shine through, but it's not like clear. But let's go ahead and bring over the class, or the Excelsior everybody knows, pretty much. The NCC Excelsior and its modifications. You can really see the differences with the bridge and the impulse deck, and then of course the shuttle bay. And the round 2 release will include both sets of parts that you can drop in and change like that. Which will be really cool. I'm very excited about that. But as you can see here, the flux chillers on the side are... there we go. Clear right here, and then they are painted on this, and that's of course because this release, the warp engines don't light up, because it basically just replicates the entire scene via dialogue, and since we never saw it go to warp, I guess they figured it wouldn't have a need to light up the engines, which is kind of a shame, because it would have been cool to still have those sound effects, the warp sound, I don't know, the generic spaceship sound effects that this one has on this one as well. But oh well, I see what they were doing, trying to make it different, and that's okay. But yes, I guess if somebody really wanted to kit bash it, I'm sure they could. Let's see. So yeah, let's check out some of the lighting and sound effects. First of all, let's just look at the lighting on both ships. Hopefully I got the batteries installed on the NCC all right. Or not. Alright, here we go. I forgot what a pain in the butt the battery compartment is to get off. Very clever, but kind of irritating, where you have to, well, it's not irritating, but you have to unscrew this and then pop the top and then slide that out, and then the batteries kind of slide out on a little tray. It's very interesting design, but I appreciate that they went to such lengths to try to disguise it instead of like this whole part being a battery compartment and having a nasty seam and stuff like that. So you got your little switch on there. That's the same on both. But anyway, where were we? Here we go. Let's power them up. Excelsior powering up with orders to pursue. So on the NX, we have a nice brilliant blue LED, some nice red LEDs. We got a little splotch of black paint right there, but that shouldn't be too hard to remove. The observation deck, shuttle bay, whatever windows light up. We got our deflector dish, which in my camera view looks really purple. It's actually a deep blue. I don't know what it'll come out like when we're done filming. On this guy, we got the 2 impulse crystals. There's the warp engines. The only thing this is the thing, I wish there was a way to diffuse this more, because like look at all the hot spots. I never like that look, but it is what it is, I guess. You can see the impulse deck. I think the impulse deck looks better than the original one. It's all right. I mean, it kind of looked like that in the movie where there was kind of a hot spot in the middle. We got our deflector dish, which that's interesting. This one seems a bit better light blocked than this one does. Was this the one I went back and painted? No, I repainted the Enterprise B version just to light block it a little. I might go back and do that on that one. There's that. No light up thing back here. So there's that. I got that. And what the heck? Let's bring in their younger brother, whatever you want to call it, Enterprise B. Let's hope it still has batteries. There we go. Enterprise B, we've got our light up crystals, which is like on this one, and light up super impulse deck. And the deflector dish, which I did go back and repaint just to light block it a little, so the part that wasn't supposed to glow doesn't glow anymore. So you can kind of see what I did here. I didn't do too good of a job. I should have, I don't know. I think I might strip it off and brush it with some all-clad, and that might make it look a little better. This guy I did, I think I put some transparent blue over it just because the original model had that, but on the original model too, it kind of stuck out a bit. It looked like a neon tube kind of on the front instead of being inset like that is, and it's just part of the ribs, I guess. It's the same clear piece, so I mean it still looks cool. I did a couple other paint things on this. I don't remember what. Is this the one? It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Oh yes, yes, yes. This is the ship that had, is that right? Yes. So I think this is the original release, and I remember it said USS Excelsior, and I think on one side it was flipped. Well, I ended up taking, I don't remember how I stripped it off, but somehow I managed just to get this area stripped off, and then I replaced it with a decal from the round 2 1/1000 scale Enterprise, and that's the coolest thing, that they're the same size. You can just reuse the decals. I think in the later releases they corrected that, but on the first releases, this first release I changed that to be more accurate. There's a battle damage version with stuff on it and a couple extra phrases. I don't have that one. I think there's a battle damage version of this, and it was like a Comic-Con exclusive or something like that, but I do not have that one. So many Excelsior classes all next to each other. Since we are talking about this one, we shall go through and check out the Dialog.
Looking forward to breaking some of Enterprise's speed records tomorrow. Down, please. Transporter room. Thank you. Up your shaft.
I love that there's a toy. Technically, it's a toy that tells people up your shaft.
Yellow alert. Captain to the bridge. Bridge, this is the captain. How can you have a yellow alert in space dock? Incredible machine. Stand by tractor beam. Prepare for warp speed, stand by transwarp drive. Execute.
Transwarp drive, maximum velocity in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Looking forward to breaking some of Enterprise's speed records tomorrow.
So one kind of interesting thing is you'll notice like the music's left in there. In like the Enterprise B, they somehow managed just to isolate the dialogue instead of having the music in there too, which was interesting. But still very nice, good sound quality. I'll play a couple phrases out of the NCC. Maybe.
Captain's log, USS Excelsior. Hikaru Sulu commanding. On screen. Magnify. Damage report.
I don't know, I think the sound quality's a little better on this one. Let's see.
Please. Transporter room, thank you. Up your shaft.
It's about the same, actually. I don't know. The good thing about this is, like, some of their releases have had some weird audio issues, like the All Good Things and the Enterprise D and just some of the others. Or the Enterprise A, I've seen that on, where there's something wrong with the sound card or what, where the voices are like, either like this, they're really deep and sound weird, or they're really high-pitched, and it's very strange. I know that's on my All Good Things Enterprise D, so it's just very bizarre. But these three, I think, got really nice sound effects.
I'm Captain John Harriman. It wouldn't be the Enterprise without a Sulu at the helm. Captain Kirk, I'd be honored if you'd give the order to get underway. Take us out.
I mean, they just have really nice, really good sound quality out of them, I think. I think this one probably has the best and loudest. Yeah, of course, it might have the newest batteries. So, just kind of an interesting thing to note on that regard. And you also notice the Enterprise B is kind of a gray, a darker gray as opposed to the others. And it had like a weird wash on it, too, which was kind of strange, but whatever. So, but yes, and speaking of NX-2000, let's get these guys out of the way. Before the Diamond Select one came out, I decided to build one. And this is it, using Convua. Let's not crash it, shall we? Let's not go all Deanna Troi on us. This is a original AMT release of the USS Excelsior with some modified parts from PNT models. There was a complete new saucer section. This is resin. This bottom piece is resin, right? Yes. Yes, this is a new resin bottom piece. This is a new torpedo bay, and then also there was a new neck. I was a little disappointed in the neck because there were some bubbles in it, and you'd think for $30 it would be you'd think for $30 that it would be, nice and crisp. But I mean it's kind of, I get it, all the little tiny little levels, it would probably be hard to cast. So, but still very nice ship. These are as a creation models, Aztecing decals. I tried to capture the look of the studio model. I tried to use very subtle paint on it, and it was a fun project. But as you can see, I really do like the NX-2000, if it isn't obvious now. But there you go. I did not light it because lighting an Excelsior model is a pain in the ass, really. I mean, there's no windows, there's no markings for windows, or like, indentations, whatever you want to call it. So in order to do the windows, you pretty much have to get a window set and then apply them as decals, and then drill out the decals if you want to have lighting, or just guess. And also the windows are microscopic. They're super tiny, so you're going to go through a lot of drill bits, especially doing these ovular windows. And I've seen people do it. I don't know how they do it. They must be crazy, brilliant artists to try to do that. So maybe someday. We'll see if the new round 2 release has marked windows or not, and I might consider doing it then, but we will see on that. But like I said, you can buy the windows just by themselves. I think PNT models on Federation models makes just the window sets, so you could buy that and then apply it and then use that to drill out all the windows for lighting. There's some areas where I don't know how you're going to light it, like this section up here, like, because this whole top piece is its own piece, but then it's solid, so you basically have to drill in and then cut out underneath so the light gets up there. And then same up here, like getting up in these windows and stuff like that. Because I mean, if you're going to light it, you might as well light it accurately and super detailed. I mean, these microscopic windows here, and then these little ones along the saucer lip or whatever. So this ship's got a lot of windows to make it look huge. But yeah, it's still it's a challenge, that's for damn sure. But that's some people's forte. Sometimes mine, and then sometimes I'm like, no. Which I shouldn't have that attitude, but then I remember I have 7 billion other projects to work on, and then I go work on that instead. Anyway, moving along, continuing with comparisons, we got our NX AMT kit. Let's go ahead and pull over the Eagle Moss for sizing, and the Enterprise B, and what the heck, here's the Hot Wheels version, and the ever venerable Micro Machine. I don't know how many of these I had, a lot of them, and I don't think I ever found one that had straight nacelles. This one isn't horrible. In fact, I think I fixed this one, but it got warped in the car again. But I think I've seen one that was really perfect, but then there was something wrong with the paint, so you can't win with the good old Micro Machines Excelsior. You know the one I really want though? So you know, like on the card, the backs of the cards, they had all like the other ships you could buy, but those were all like, I'm sure, like the best prototypes painted by pro painters and whatever. But the one for the Generations card that had the Enterprise B model, but it was painted like the Excelsior ish, it was so cool looking, and I was like, where are those? Did they just throw all those away, or is that in some like the Galoob guy's basement or whatever, or the guy who owned Micro Machines, are they in his basement or whatever? Because I want those. That'd be so cool to have those perfect prototype ones that they used for the pictures. Even like the Klystron ship, I think that one's a completely different model too, if I recall correctly, because it has the fins on the front of the caps, or the like nacelle things, instead of on top of them. I'll put a picture in. Hopefully I remember to put a picture in instead of what they came up with, but that would be a neat thing. But yes, that is the NX-2000. It comes with a base just like this one. It would have been nice for the re-release of the Enterprise A if they had gone ahead and issued it with this, but I'm sure it's all the same like die set or whatever, die and mold set, so I'm sure they just used the one that was in there. But of course they've included this with what, I guess just the Excelsior and the Enterprise B, because I think the Wrath of Khan has that flimsy stand still, and it really needs to have this. I mean, you got the, you know, Wrath of Khan logo, or pin, whatever, insignia on there, so I think they should do that. Of course that costs more money, and then it would cost more money, and these were already expensive as they are, so what are you going to do? Anyway, but yes, also limited, very hardly any light leaks, which is impressive feat. There's a little bit on the back of that, but that's not too bad. It's not like the Enterprise A where it's almost translucent and you can see the lights coming out of the, and there's a little bit right there, but it's not, you can't even really see it. Let's just turn it on. There's a you can't even really see it. I saw it when I was looking at it, but very microscopic, microphotonic, whatever. So they're. I think that's what all that black paint that's oozing out of there is helping to do, is make sure that's nice and light blocked. If only they could do that for their other releases, then we'd be good. But they did a fine job on the NX-01 re-release. So, but yes, the NX-2000, very nice ship. Can't wait for the AMT release. I'm gonna buy, like, what did I say earlier? 3. We'll probably make that 6, and I'll probably never get. I might build one and then say I'm gonna build the others and never get around to building them, which is something I do and I shouldn't, but there's so much cool stuff out there to build and collect, and I just love all this stuff so much. It's a thing. It is a thing. Anyway, I can't think of anything else to say, so thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on another Things and Stuff. Hopefully we will soar like the Now I'm thinking, all these ships had an unfortunate incident, didn't they? I was going to say like the NX, but then it, crapped out. And then the NCC got hit with a giant shockwave and then pummeled almost to death by a Klingon bird of prey. And then the Enterprise B got the crap kicked out of it by a giant energy ribbon. So something more successful than our fun Excelsior. However, its longevity, we'll go with its longevity. It's lasted well into the 24th century. So, good for it. Anyway, okay, now I'm done. Bye.